Let's come back to France now, and there are just 2 days to go to the opening ceremony of the Olympics in Paris, but some of the sporting events are already getting underway today. Those very first events include both football and rugby sevens group games. In the men's sevens, France will play the U.S. this afternoon here in Paris. Later tonight, the French men's football team, coached by Thierry Henry, take on the U.S. in their opening group game in Marseille. But the official opening ceremony is being held, of course, this Friday with the lighting of the Olympic cauldron. The Olympic flame that alighted is still making its way around Paris, and today going right by the France 24 studios just south of Paris. Our Delano D'Souza made that quick trip outside to check out the ambiance. He joins me now from there. Delano, how's it going? Have we seen the flame yet?
If we're lucky, we'll see the flame in the live shot, Jeannie. Hundreds of people have gathered, as you can see behind me, to watch the flame end its rally here in the Hauts-de-Seine department. Hundreds of people have gathered on a bridge in front of me. We can't really pan the camera that way, but just to give you an idea, we are on the outskirts of Paris, but there are many businesses here. You mentioned our television studios at France 24, but also we have businesses like Microsoft. We have French companies, Sodexo, Capgemini and Orange. So to give you an idea, there are hundreds of people who have gathered. Security is extremely tight. The flame is also going to make its way to another department of Nanterre later on today and end at the La Défense Arch, where there will be a cauldron lit. Of course, then the flame will continue on its relay Thursday and Friday. Friday, it's going to be in the department of Saint-Denis, one of the poorest in France. Obviously, we have the Olympic Village, which is there, as well as France's biggest stadium, the Stade de France. The French President Emmanuel Macron suggested earlier this week that he was hoping the Games would turn the tide for some of these disadvantaged neighborhoods. We know that we have some high-profile people who will be carrying the torch on the very last day, including U.S. rapper Snoop Dogg. We still don't know, unfortunately. The biggest secret here in France is who will be the last person to carry the torch and who lights the Olympic cauldron on Friday, just before the Olympic Games begin. That, for now, remains a big, big secret.
It certainly does, as well as who's going to perform. We do know Celine Dion is in town. We don't know if she actually will be performing, but we'll be keeping an eye on that. But one thing we have seen, Delano, definitely as the days go by, is the increase in security as we get to the opening ceremony.
Indeed, this is something I even noticed just coming to work, walking around the center of the city yesterday. I witnessed groups of soldiers this morning. There was a police presence on the platform of many train stations, which I passed through. On the day of the opening ceremony, we're going to have some 45,000 police officers and gendarmes on the streets of Paris, securing, obviously, the opening ceremony, which is taking place on the banks of the River Seine. This is something that has been a huge security headache for the authorities here. We're also going to have some 18,000 soldiers on the streets of Paris. Now, the opening ceremony is taking place on the banks of the River Seine. We have some 6 kilometers which authorities have had to sanitize in the past few days. Since last week, in fact, since last Thursday, people can only enter the area if they have a specific QR code on their phones. Now, to get this QR code, you need to apply for it. You need to show documents. You need to show proof of address, etc. And it's not something that you get instantaneously. This is something that can take days to get. As you can hear, we're going to have the music is pumping. We have huge crowds, and we're getting the flame here. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get it while we're on air. But yes, the excitement is clearly palpable as we look forward to that opening ceremony on Friday.